On the new side of the opioid drug abuse epidemic, many teens getting hooked after becoming injured playing a sport that they love. It's a story you saw this morning. We hope you saw the Today Show right here on WDTN. Jenna Bush-Hager talking to teens whose lives on and off the field went south due to addiction.
How many prescriptions were written for you?
One prescription with 3 refills.
When that ran out, what happened?
I had to find a dealer that was going to sell them to me.
And that young man not alone. We're digging deeper into this important topic tonight. Joining us live in studio, and we welcome Andrea Hoff, who's the Director of Prevention and Early Intervention for Montgomery County Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome,
happy to be here.
Welcome to 5 on 2. This is
Thank
important.
You.
I've got a little bit of personal experience here. 9 years ago, I had a very serious knee injury skiing. They had totally rebuilt my left knee, and I was on some pretty heavy-duty pain meds for a while, which I needed.
Sure.
But, you know, thankfully got off them and everything's fine, but not everybody's that lucky. I mean, a lot of these kids get injured playing sports and the doctor says, here, take these, and you do what the doctor says.
Yeah, these medications have very legitimate purposes and they really do help people who have pain needs. But, you know, some people are wired, their brains are wired for addiction, and sometimes we don't know if that's you, we don't know if it's me, we don't know if it's our children, and we have to be very careful about how many of those pain medications we take and over how long. That will help to determine whether or not we could actually become addicted to them.
Yeah, very often, within the first week or two of the injury, that's when you're in the most pain, that's when you need the most help. But I guess it's beyond that. That's kind of where you need to start asking, what's going on here?
Absolutely. So we need those when we are in that very acute pain from a surgery or an illness. But you know, not all pain is bad. Sometimes it does tell us that our body is healing, and there are other things that we can try, alternatives to using painkillers. Sometimes, you know, stretching exercises or massage or acupuncture or something, rather than being on those painkillers for very long periods of times, because it just heightens our potential for becoming addicted to them.
So this has become an issue. I think football is the thing that comes mostly top of mind. We've got a lot of guys in the NFL who talk about what they've had to take over the years to deal with their injury. But it's not just football. I mean, girls' soccer is a real problem. Yeah. So what's the advice for parents of young athletes?
Yeah, you know, it's important to realize, too, that young people's brains are really still developing.
Yeah, good point.
And so we know that young people who begin using substances at a young age are much more likely to become addicted. And so we really want to stave that off and prevent that from happening. So parents need to be advocates for their young people. They need to ask questions to their doctors. They need to ask about dosing and how long-term they should be on these medications. And they should ask if there are alternatives to their young person taking painkillers.
Kind of scary in the interview we had with the young man there before they came to us, as far as, you know, his prescription ran out and she said, what did you do? He went on the streets to try to find the drugs. It's scary.
It's such a sign. It is a sign that that person is then addicted. When the prescription says to take one every 6 hours and they're taking more than one, so maybe they're taking 2, or maybe they're taking them every 4 hours, and then that becomes 3 hours, right? We start to see this pattern of abuse.
Yeah.
And that just means they're really on that slippery slope towards addiction.
All right, just real quickly, if you think you might have a problem out there, where can people turn? I know Adamus is a great resource.
Absolutely, please. You can give us a call, or you can go to our website, www.mcadamus.org.
All right, very good. Andrea Hoff, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Great information. Thanks for being here.